What's up, boys and girls? My name is Cowwy and welcome back to the Carrot Club. In the last video, we built this giant-sized stone arch for the castle theme, which is meant to be used as a support or some form of gateway. In today's video, we're going to expand on this idea and turn the stone arch into a bridge type of pathway that will lead us into the castle. This massive chunk of stones might seem complicated, but you'll soon find out it is quite simple. To make this super simple for you, I've added chapters in the video description, and the video timeline should look a little bit different, so you can quickly jump around to find things quicker. Before we get started, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate everyone's support in helping to grow this channel. My goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021, so let's see if we can do it. If you want to chat, join the Carrot Club Discord or Roblox group. All the link is in the description, so with that, let's get started. Let's check out the materials list and see what we need. We'll need mostly stone bricks and pine woods, some grass and ice. If you don't have ice, then you'll have to replace that with blue glass. So usually in this part of the video, I will be saying look for space to build, but not today. This build is a bit different. What you need is the stone arch built up, because this stone bridge is meant to be built on top of it. For me, I have the top layers of the stone arch built onto the grass, and I'm going to build the bridge on top of this. To make this simple for you to understand, this bridge is not one build. It is 3 different patterns built into one giant pathway. As long as you know these 3 patterns, you can make this pathway as long as you want. So the first pattern we'll be building goes directly on top of the stone arch. We'll just call this the pattern 1. To start, we'll need to establish the pillars that supports the bridge. You can see the diagram on the lower left hand corner here. The pillar is quite small. If you're using the stone arch as reference, start building the pillar on the wooden plank here by placing a stone stair on top, and then place more stone stairs around, forming a tiny circle. To finish it off, you need to place another stair block upside down on top of it. Then you repeat this on all 4 corners of the stone arch. Before we move on, just make sure that the pillar is only 1 block apart on the smaller ends of the stone arch. Otherwise, the pathway that goes on top won't fit. Now that we have the pillars, we can build the pathway on top, which is relatively simple. The 2 gold blocks here is the size of the pathway, and this is where we will start. Start from any of the gold blocks you see here and follow this outline. I'm doing this relatively slow so you can see what is happening. So once you're done with this outline, you're basically halfway finished the build, because most of the bridge looks like this and the rest is just details. To complete the pathway, you want to repeat the outline another 6 times until you reach the other side of the gold block. The easiest way to fill in the pathway is to start from the ice. Fill in the stone slab first and then put the ice on top. Once you have done that, put the upside down stairs on the edge of the ice. Then you move on to the other side of the icy river and do the same thing. And then fill in the middle grass and the rest of the details. When you're done, you now have 1 chunk of the bridge built, which is the easiest part. For the hard part, we need to build the details of the wall on each side of the pathway. To do that, we need to add a few blocks on the edge of the bridge, 2 stone bricks and an ice block in the middle. If you look at it carefully, you should notice that it divides the wall into 3 parts, 2 blocks on each side and 3 blocks in the middle. We're going to extrude the walls outward from where the gold block is. 2 blocks on each side and 1 ice block in the middle, like this. Now that we have the walls divided into 3 parts, we can tackle this starting from the ice block in the middle. Surround the single ice block with the stairs. For the top of the wall, we need pine slab and pine stairs to separate the gray color. For the lower parts of the bridge, we'll use more stairs to create depth so that the walls don't look flat. The last thing we need is 2 ice blocks right between the pillars. Now we're done with the first part. For the remainders of the wall, I use gold blocks in places where I will be building, so you can see exactly where I made changes. The bottom 2 gold blocks here will replace that with stone bricks. The 2 blocks on top here will replace that with pine slab. On the outer wall, where the gold blocks are, we'll use pine to separate the gray color and add extra depth to the wall. Finally, for the inner wall. Once you have gotten this far with all your hard work, you realize that this is just the first side. Then you'll need to do the same thing for the other side as well. I'm going to do this part real quick so you can see again how to do it. And that's it. I hope this didn't take you very long to build, although it probably felt like you have spent hours doing it. So this whole chunk of bridge is just the first pattern. So now that you got the first pattern finished, the second pattern will be a lot easier because most of the things are just repeat from the first pattern. To start the second pattern, we need to extend the pathway out just like how you did in the first part. You can extend it from either side, it doesn't matter. And then take the path outline and expand it 7 blocks out, so every chunk or pattern are exactly 7 blocks. This makes building a lot easier when there is a recognizable pattern. To form the walls on each side, you need to place once again 3 extra blocks right in the middle to divide the walls into 3 sections. 2 blocks on each side and 3 blocks in the middle. To create the actual wall, I'll start building from the gold block here and place stone bricks along the edge. Then place pine wood on top of it. For the bottom half of the wall, I'll start with these 3 blocks in the middle. This part is much more straightforward than the other pattern. The only hard part is placing the stairs properly. For the other 2 blocks, we'll start with the inner wall. Replace the gold block with stone brick and then cover it with pine stairs and slabs. For the outer wall, we simply put 2 stone stairs. Now of course, don't forget to do it for the other side as well. And that's the second pattern. So now that you got both the first and second pattern, the third pattern follows the same routine. So I'm just going to fast forward the pathway really quick. The only difference is the width here. I did not extend the last block because I wanted the pathway to be a bit smaller. And I also remove a few blocks in the middle and replace it with ice. The wall is much more straightforward. We're just going to fill out the wall straight across with stone brick. Then replace the middle block with a stair. Cover up the top with pine and you got the upper wall finished. For the lower parts of the wall, you just put a stone brick on each side, followed by a stair pointing inward towards the ice. For added extra details, I put an upside down stairs on each ends of the wall. Then you can choose what to put on top of it. I can put ice or blue coral for extra color. Do this for the other side and you're finished with a third pattern. So now that you have all three patterns built, the trick to building a large-scale bridge is to repeatedly build these patterns one after another. So here you saw that I built pattern 1, 2, and 3 here. When I extend it out further, you can see the following pattern. If you want to make it even longer, you simply repeat more of it. And this is how you build giant-sized structure with the least amounts of work possible. Once you get used to building bigger things using patterns, you can build this up rather quickly. Once you add a little bit of details to it, the bridge will glow and shine. So I hope that you all enjoy this build. I know it is not easy to do it at first. If you practice building it a lot, you'll learn that everything I do here is actually very simple. So thank you boys and girls for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, in-game or at the Carrot Club. Take care everybody.